Oh, goodness gracious, I didn't see you right there. Howdy, folks. It's been a while. Yeah. So, basically, this whole video, it's going to be sort of like a mini podcast type thing. Now, this doesn't mean I'm going to be starting a podcast anytime soon because, one, if I do a podcast, I'm going to need more than just me. And two, I don't know if people are going to even watch this or want to listen to a podcast, so... Anyways, this is just a little update thing, a little something to do, because it's been a while since I've uploaded anything. And, I'm stuck in the house. I need to do something. I want to do something. So I'm going to, catch up with you guys about some stuff and talk about certain things as well. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be drawing something, if you guys care about that stuff. Basically, it's an excuse to do two things at once, because I wanted to record a video, but I also need to get some homework done. So this should be fun. That's also why I'm wearing this little glove thing, because I don't want to get my gamer gunk on this laptop here. And boy, I love this laptop. I didn't buy it. It was provided by the school, and I'm going to miss it when I graduate. So I have a few topics I want to talk about that I've written down on my phone here. First thing is, we got to talk about the coronavirus now, don't we? So Corona has been it's been something, hasn't it? It's been horrible. Other than having people stuck inside, it's horrible to see a bunch of people get sick and potentially die from it too. But then there's all these idiots out here who still go outside pretending it's nothing because they don't want the government to tell them what to do. Fuck the coronavirus. I can do whatever the fuck I want. 2 weeks later, they have to get self-quarantined because they're sick. Bunch of fucking idiots. Maybe we wouldn't have to worry about staying inside if people just, followed the rules and things just started getting better. Who would have thought that following the rules would actually achieve something? This whole situation's horrible. I was in the middle of spring break actually, and the college extended that spring break and said, "Hey, and after that we're gonna do a week of online classes, and we'll see how that goes if we have to extend it." And guess what? The rest of the classes are online now. It's not too bad for me to just stay in the house because, one, I always just never go anywhere, so this isn't much difference. And two, I've a well-provided family that has allowed me to stay in their house for now. As bad as I feel about having to feel like an inconvenience for them, it's really out of my hand, and this is what I gotta do. And I encourage everyone to please take part in staying home, washing your hands, keeping away from people, because the sooner we all realize that we have to stay away from people, the sooner we can get back to the normal stuff. Because I truly believe, because I'm a bit of an optimistic person, but I truly believe that eventually, soon, hopefully, things will go back to normal, and everything will be, the economy will come back up, and everything will be great. As much as I really wanted 2020 to be a great year, I even I even said that at my best of 2019 video, which only a handful of you watched, so you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But in that, I was really hoping for a good year. I guess I jinxed the universe on that one because it has been nothing but hell on earth. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, during this whole Corona thing, I haven't shaved once, and I have also been letting my hair out since winter, just to see how it looked. I don't think I'm going to get a cut. I like not having to worry about my hair that much. All I do is get out of the shower and fluff up my hair with a towel, and I'm good to go, baby. And but the thing is, I'm probably going to have to shave when, society becomes normal again, because this hair is inconsistent. The most consistent hair on my face is on my neck, and nobody wants to see that shit. And I've also noticed that, this new look has made me kind of look like Norman Reedus from Death Stranding. Maybe I'll have to take the role of Norman Reedus carrying the vaccine for coronavirus across America, connecting us back together. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell a story, and I actually have a nice little story here about the time I had to work at Cedar Point for a couple of days. Basically, we were raising money for an event so that some people could go to GDC. And if you don't know what that is, that's a Game Developers Convention, where a bunch of game devs come together and talk about stuff. that was canceled, so all that money was raised for nothing. And I lived through that hell for whatever. Anyways, I'm getting too far ahead of myself when I say hell, because first off, I just want to state I don't like Cedar Point. I'm not big on like roller coaster rides and that kind of stuff. So going there and working them, that's just a dream job right there, isn't it? We went in October. It's actually the second time a group of people went to Cedar Point that year. This was in October. This was during Halloween time. And that's important because it's going to come up later. And basically, we were going up there, work the weekend basically, so we could raise money. And nobody was getting money except to go towards airplane tickets and that type of stuff, and tickets for the GDC. Anyways, we get there, and there's these little accommodation places that people live in, because there are actual people who live there for a certain amount of time. And that, if you look at the outside of that place, it looks like a fucking jail cell. Holy shit. And each room has the bare minimum of what you need. You got a bed, you got some walls, a cabinet, a dresser. There you go. Just, we didn't need to pack much anyways. All we needed was basically clothes, pillow, and blanket, because we weren't going to stay in there anyways. And the first day we got there, we settled down, everybody got their rooms, and I had to room up with basically the room has 3 beds in it, a bunk bed and a normal bed. I stayed with my 2 best buds. So we get there, and the first day, which is Friday, we were able to relax and actually go on the rides for free. So we did that. Well, I didn't. I basically stayed back the entire time, unless it was a ride that I somewhat cared about going on to. But yeah, we went through there at night. We went through some haunted houses. They were pretty lame, to be honest with you. We were going through this trail. Not really a trail, but anyways, we're going through this place, and occasionally people would jump out and be like, "Rah!" And I don't know why, but we were in a really flossing mood, because we wanted to be as cringy as possible. but as soon as this guy popped out, one of the people in our group started flossing, and then the other guy who scared him started flossing with him, and they were having a little floss up. We were like, "Oh, yeah!" It was great. But after that day, things started to go downhill, man. So we all get there, we get ready. It's like a full 8-hour shift basically. And I don't know what nobody knows really what they're gonna do yet. This is my first time there. Some people have already been there multiple times, so they know what's going on. Also the first day we had to learn some things about the rides, and not we didn't control the roller coasters or anything. We did the wacky carnival rides, shoot the ball in the thing, you get a stuffed bear or something like that. That's what we did. Because who would put us in charge in people's lives when it comes to the roller coasters and shit? So we learned that, and then we're eventually we do have time to kill before we get to our stations. So we get on some more rides. I'm not feeling too great because I'm scared. I get really nervous in social interaction type stuff. So the idea of having random people come up to me and give me money, and I have to talk to them about rules and stuff, scared the hell out of me, and it made me rethink why I even got there, why I'm even there in the first place. But I tend to get nervous on first days at jobs anyways. But so we get there, we get ready, we get our little shirts on with our name tags. First off, they didn't even have the right name tags. They had the name tags of the first group who was there earlier that year. They didn't have my name on it. So I went around as Michael. I don't know why that's funny to me. I was there. I was in charge of one of the things, which is basically you have a basketball, you shoot it in the hoop, you get them all in, you win a ball. And like it's like $2 for one shot and $5 for three. And you have to get like, was it that? I don't. Anyways, you have to get all your shots in, and you win a basketball with like a team name on it. Hooray! So, and the great part was, I don't know any sports team. So when people were asking, oh yeah, give me Kentucky, I'm like, ooh, I have to take a hard look. I have to hard scope that ball real quick because I don't know what the color scheme is. Or if they have a team name or whatever. So I have to I have to look for that shit. So we do that. I'm standing all day. My leg is killing me because I am just standing on fucking concrete in my Vans. And those things have absolutely no what's it called? Like, I'm basically standing on the pavement. And my feet fucking hurt, dude. Sometimes it wasn't too bad, but it got real bad. Because there was a lot of people in that park today. And it was actually recorded as the most populated day of the entire Cedar Point existence. Because it was Halloween, special event. And everyone was there. To the point where they had to tell people to not enter the park because there was already a maximum capacity. It was fucking crazy that day. So I had to go through. I had like wads of money that I had to deal with and like put in my little little apron pocket things. I had to deal with a lot of people. Some of them were just a bunch of assholes. Like there was this group of kids, this group of like athletic middle schoolers, and they would just not get away from the game. They missed a shot, they're like, no. I gotta do it one more time, dude, bro. Here's another $5. Like, they could just not. They were there for 15 to 30 minutes, I swear. Holy shit. They were there to the point where, like, other people were just waiting for their turn, but they just wouldn't stop. These kids, no matter how many times they missed, they had to get that ball. Even though it would be much cheaper to just go to your local Dickies and just buy a ball at that point. Because they spent, like, $20 to $50. It's so stupid. I didn't see anybody supervising them, so I'm assuming they're a bunch of friends, a group of friends that lived nearby Cedar Point. They're like, yeah, let's go hang out there and annoy all the employees over there. So, and this is funny because like a little girl with her mom like made both the shots and got the ball like right after they left. This girl that was like significantly smaller than them. It was funny. I mean, there were some cool moments too. Like I saw a guy with one arm that made every shot, and that was really cool to see. There was one really awkward thing that I had to witness, though. It was really awkward at the time, but it's funny to rethink now. I mean, okay, so this family comes up, and this kid with Down syndrome, he's gonna shoot the ball, and I think that's so sweet, having this kid, be able to play and stuff. Hopefully I can witness a miracle and him win the ball. That would be super cool and be like, yeah. So, I tell him the rules. I'm like, good luck. He throws the ball, hits off the rim. I shouldn't laugh at this. It comes back and hits him in the face. But that's not the funny part. No, nobody was laughing. He hits him in the face and goes, you idiot. I'm just like, whoa, I'm taken aback. Because at the time, I was not laughing. It was a really awkward situation. But I was like, is he calling me stupid? Like, and his parents are like, oh my, don't say that. And then so he takes another shot. It almost hits him in the face again. And he goes, fuck, shit. And they're like, no, stop it. And they're like, I am so sorry, sir. I'm like, it's okay. It was so we end our shift, we close shop, we get the hell out of there. We get back to the little dormitory places that we're stuck in. And, oh yeah, back on the dormitory places, they have the absolute grossest bathrooms I've ever fucking seen. The floors are always wet, and the toilets are gross, and the showers are extremely tiny. And you have no place to put your clothes when you're showering. There's like no shelf to put them on. That's fun. We get back and we're like, we're chillaxing, and then we go, yo, you guys want to go at a midnight Taco Bell run? And we're like, hell yeah, dude. So we're going to Taco Bell, and there's 3 different cars. We go into the one that we came down to Cedar Point to. We all hop in the same car. So it's me, like 4 other dudes. It's not my car. I'm not the one driving. The line to Taco Bell is super fucking long, to the point where it's nearly into the road. So we go, should we just go to the McDonald's next door? So we back out, we go to the McDonald's. And, I've learned a valuable lesson of never go to McDonald's at midnight, because no matter what McDonald's you go to, their shake machine is broken, and they always get your order wrong. Every single time. You know what? I noticed that I'm not even drawing, so for now, I'm just going to take this off, and if I feel like it, I'll go back to this. Continuing the story. Basically, we go through the drive-thru, and our order is completely wrong. My stuff's right, but a couple other people didn't get exactly what they wanted. So we go through the drive-thru again, and we get the right order. And some of us wanted shakes or smoothies or something like that, but we didn't get it. We couldn't get it, obviously, because they're never working at midnight. So we're heading back, and there's a McDonald's like almost next to where we're staying. And as we're driving by it, we're like, "Hey, you think their shake machine's working?" And so all of a sudden, the car turns left. We're like, "Whoa!" And then another car that nobody saw went, and we're in a car accident. Ooh, it's scary stuff. This is the first car accident that I've ever been in. So nobody was hurt, thankfully. Both people in both cars were safe. And we noticed that some people who were in the McDonald's parking lot, they came over. They're like, "Is everybody okay?" And they helped us, and they helped everyone. They were there. Like, "Do you guys need anything?" And we also found out that they were working at Cedar Point as well. They were. So we talked a bit, and we tried to calm down the situation. But the guy who drove, like, his car, like, his wheel was like, that thing had to be totaled. It was not going to get fixed. So now is really bad that happened to him. So we are now 1 car down. We have 2 cars to rely on to go back to our college when we're done with Cedar Point. And the guy who drove, he had to leave. Like, of course, nobody blamed him. Like, he left early, later that morning. We sleep off that night. We get up in the morning to do another thing. We can only stay there for 4 hours this time, because we're gonna head back after those 4 hours. And this time, I'm in. It's another basketball game, but it's slightly different. I have like shade. I'm in the front of the near the entrance, because the day before I was like near the back, but today I'm in the front, and there was not a lot of people coming up, probably because people wanted to ride the rides and they didn't want to hold a basketball all day, so they would wait later that day. And since it was like opening hours, not a lot of people came up. So that was a nice relaxing last day, I guess. So we get ready, we pack up after we're done working there, and we're starting to head back, and we have to rearrange where people go, because now there's only 2 cars, and there's all these people. And basically, I get squished, like, in the middle of the back seat, to the point where, like, my pelvis is misaligned. I'm sitting back there like an old man, like an 80-year-old man with arthritis. Like, and it was quite a many hours sitting back there. So we get back safe. And, dude, I just go, when I get back in my dorm, I'm just like, I'm never doing that again. That shit was not fun. Not fun in the slightest. However, I will say that, despite all that happened, I do not regret going, because a lot of memories have happened there. A lot of stories and experiences. So that was Cedar Point. I never recommend working there. It is not fun, and you will get sick of Cedar Point very quickly. This is even coming from the people in my group who liked Cedar Point. Next, I want to make a little rant for a second. It's going to be dumb, but I want to say it. I am so sick of the term mood. Oh, that is such a mood. Oh my gosh, that is such a big mood. Oh my gosh, definitely a mood. Like, I've heard it so many times, and it's this whole, like, quirky, relatable, like, little term thing, and I'm getting so fucking sick of everything being a mood. Especially when it's like, oh man, I just want to do nothing all day. Oh my gosh, that is a major mood right there. Dude, every time I see the word mood, I want to put a bullet straight through my fucking brain, because I am so sick of hearing that shit all the time. It's not funny. You're not quirky. Stop. Now that that little rant is over, yes. Ever since I've been, social distancing myself from people, what's new? I've been doing that for years. But ever since the whole, stay at home, I've been catching up on some stuff. I've been playing some games, been watching shows. Some games that I've played. I finished Persona 3, so that's awesome. I have now played all 3 of the major Persona games that everyone talks about. I will eventually get to the other 2 Personas at some point. Well, other 3 technically. I'm kind of a gamer, guys. Have you played all 3 of the famous Personas? Yeah, I'm kind of a gamer. So yeah, I played that game, and I gotta say, there are some aspects that are good about it, and there's some aspects that are not good about it. Might as well talk about it while we're here. Persona 3 plays a bit differently than a lot of the other games, and that's because it's the first 3D Persona game. It's the one that really, the one that got started making the series popular in America and stuff like that. In that game, you can't control the other people on your team. You can only control yourself. You can tell them, like, what type of style, like, to play, but it's not, it can get really aggravating, because there are so many times when all these people, when every single enemy has a weakness that one character has, instead of using a move that they have that can hit all of them with that weakness and spend a little amount of SP, they individually use the highest attack they have, which has a bunch of SP on every single one of them. And at that point, they start losing SP, and I can't keep continuing through the damn thing. I have to go back. But if I do go back, I can't go to the exact same spot unless it's at, like, a mini boss in the middle of the fucking thing. And it gets really fucking frustrating when these people do these moves that I do not want them to do, where they could just easily do something else. If I just controlled them. But no, they wouldn't let me, even though it's a step back, because I've played a bit of Persona 1. And in that game, you can control what people do. So I don't know why they took a step backwards when in Persona 3. It baffles my mind. And also, the only confidants that you can have within your team are the girls. Because, yeah, gotta romance them, bro. Yeah, for some reason, like, the dude confidants just don't exist. It's just basically anyone outside of your team, like in class and like, in the streets and stuff. And even then, when you get to the girls in your class, it's like halfway through the game until you can actually talk to them and build up their confidant, which is stupid to me. They should be the first people. And I think that I didn't really care about my team at first because you couldn't connect with them. You couldn't hang out with them and talk about their problems and stuff. And also, like any other Persona games, your teammates, they usually have some sort of conflict that you and them have to like deal with together, which makes it more engaging and makes it makes it more interesting. You get more involved in these characters and their struggles and their stories and stuff. But in this game, not really. Some of them do later in the game. And each boss, like, as you progress through the game, is mostly just shadows that you just have to beat. There's no real story behind them other than you have to beat this one if you want to keep progressing through the game. And it's just really boring. They really stepped up their game later in the series by making it more interesting and more, I guess, intriguing by connecting by intertwining all the characters with the enemies and stuff. Because Persona 4, you basically face the shadows of your friends and save them, and then they awaken their personas. And in 5, there's somebody that your teammate is struggling against, and you have to take them down, and they awake their persona. All good, but it's not in Persona 3. Nah, and also the thing about Persona 3 is that people are like, oh, it's so dark. I can't believe Persona 4 was so lighthearted. I wish it was just as dark and as edgy as Persona 3. But like, bro, like, just because it's dark doesn't mean it's good. I mean, it's a good game. I know I've been ranting a bit, but I just want to get the bad stuff away before I talk about the good stuff. The thing about Persona 3 is that it comes off more edgy than dark. The other games have very mature stuff as well. Like, people keep forgetting about that. That 4 and 5 also have very mature, very dark stuff about them as well. 3 is just super edgy. Like, holy shit. Like, there is a teammate that is the absolute definition of an edgelord. And there's also, like, these group of people called Strega. There's these 3 people. And they just ooze. They just ooze middle school edge. It is... It is just... Ooh. That's all... That's what it is. And, onto the good stuff. The story overall, once it starts ramping up and like stakes are getting higher, it gets really good. I like the story, and I do eventually like the characters. There was one character, Junpei, who I really did not like at the beginning. He was an idiot. He always oogled over like women, and he was always jealous of you because you're the leader, and he felt like he couldn't contribute. But later, he was a bro. He was a bona fide best friend, and he became good. I didn't think he would turn around, but he did. And also, I just want to say right here, right now, Aigis is best wife, best girl. End of discussion. You can't argue with me on anybody else. Don't tell me Mitsuru, because she wouldn't give a second thought about you. She doesn't give a shit about you. Yeah, sure, she's elegant, and she's perfect on the outside and shit. But bro, she's gonna step on your dick as soon as she gets a chance to. You know, she is a cock and ball torture kind of girl. You can tell. You can tell from her head, from just looking at her. Yukari's okay, I guess. She's fine. Fuka, she'd be fine if her voice acting wasn't extremely awful. Fuka has the worst voice acting in the entire series that I've heard so far. It is absolutely awful. It's weird because, and it's funny because I played the dancing games as well, and I've played all the dancing games. And Fuka is a much better. I like her so much better in the dancing game. Her voice acting is better. Her dancing is cute with the whole songs that she's in. She's so much better in that game. But in Persona 3, she's not that great. Oh yeah, just to clarify, I played Persona 3 Fez. I didn't play the portable game. I heard, that improved, you can actually control your characters in that one. And you can play a female on that one, too. Ooh. Maybe my opinions will change a bit if I play that one, but I really don't want to go through Persona 3 again right now. Especially with Persona 5 Royal coming out soon. Man, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play that game as soon as it comes out, because I pre-ordered that game a long time ago. I pre-ordered the Phantom Thieves edition as well. So I got a hunky, chunky box waiting for me. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pick that up, because GameStop, as we all know, they had to stop. They had to stop real quick. And it's a good thing they stopped, because they were absolutely ridiculous with what they were doing. But at the same time, I pre-ordered my game, and I want to play that game right now. I think they said something about curbside pickup. I don't know if you have to contact them or not. And it's hard to find any information about this specifically. I don't know. Maybe I haven't looked too hard into it. It's been a while. But I need to get that pre-order. I want to play that game. Other games I've been playing lately. Let's see. I finished Resident Evil 2 Remake. That was fun. Started playing Danganronpa. Danganronpa on the PS4. I'm playing the first one, and it's fun. It's stylish. It's wacky. It can get really dark really quick. Like really depressing. Cause just a ton of shit just hits the fan real quick. But I really hate the main character in that game. I hate the character that you play. He's such a fucking idiot. And right off the bat, they tell you that he's such a basic bitch. And if there's one thing that I hate more than anything, it's a basic bitch. Okay, not more than anything, but it really grinds my gears when I see someone that's just the epitome of cliche. I don't like that. But this guy, he says the most generic things. He's like, he would never kill, 'cause he's my friend. Or I would never kill him because he's my friend. It's so horrible. And he can be so clueless sometimes, even though I'm playing. Okay, because you have to solve these murders. Hold on, let me explain the game if you don't know what it is. Basically, a group of people who are good at one specific thing are trapped in this school. They can't get out. It's run by this evil teddy bear dude, and basically the rule is you can stay here and live forever, and nothing bad will happen, or you can kill someone, and if you get away with it, you'll be scot-free. You can go back out to the world. And throughout the game, people get mysteriously killed, and you have to find out which one of your classmates done it. And this whole there's two characters. There's two extremely smart characters there who always know what's happening. And even though they have all the clues, they already set in their mind who's guilty. For some fucking reason, they go up to you and you're like, hey, you have to figure this out. You have to convince everyone that this is what's happening. Here's this clue. I'm not going to tell you what it means, but figure it out and solve the case, even though I already know what happens. And I'm not going to speak up unless I absolutely have to in the actual trial. It's so stupid. For some reason, even though these characters who never speak up, well, they do speak up. They just sit there while you have to do all the shit. It makes no sense. And the character, like, when he sees something, I go, oh, that obviously means this. But he's just there like, huh? Oh, he's itching his head like a fucking monkey. And I'm just like, dude, it's so fucking obvious what's happening. I don't know. Like, maybe it's because of my gamer brain. But, like, the character's just an absolute dunce unless he's told by one of the two characters in the game what is happening. And it fucking irks me. But it's a fun game. I wish there would be, like, scenarios where, like, if you accuse the wrong person, you did something wrong, everybody dies. I mean, that would involve a lot of, like, different things and, like, different programming and stuff, and that would be more difficult. But as the game is, it's fun to, like, put pieces together and solve things on your own. And, like, hang out with these, like, wacky characters. So, yeah. Some shows I've been watching. I've been watching the Regular Show lately. I've never watched that show before. It's a funny show. I will say that, but, man, Mordecai and Rigby are assholes. Rigby especially. He is so horrible. He is like, he's almost always the cause of something bad happening, and he never learns from any of it. He always does something shitty and selfish. My camera just died, so you're just gonna have to listen to the sultry sounds of my voice for the rest of this thing. Don't worry, I don't think this little video will go on for too long anyway, so don't click off yet. Anyways, back to I was talking about Regular Show, yeah. Rigby is a real asshole. Yeah, some people will say Mordecai is as bad as him. I don't think he's as bad. Yeah, he's kind of an idiot, and sometimes he does a bunch of dumb shit and and causes some of the problems. But, like, he usually takes responsibility and tries to fix the problem, and has to convince Rigby to fix the problem as well. So I don't think Mordecai is as bad as Rigby, though he is a bad character. He's not as bad. I mean, I think it's funny to watch them. I mean, I like the show. I think Skips is an absolute Chad. Benson, basically, he's like, do your job or you're fired. He's basically the straight man in the throughout the entire show. Muscle Man, my mom. High five ghosts. He's not usually there. Pops is such a wonderful character, dude. I just want to protect him at all costs because he's such a happy, innocent man, and you gotta protect Pops no matter what. Mordecai, he's a simp. He's a fucking simp, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, I get why. I now understand why people say he's a simp. He's a bona fide simp. Rigby, he just wants to hang out with his bro. But, like, whenever Mordecai gets the chance and sees his, like, crush, he's like, dude, we gotta do whatever to hang out with her. He's like, come on, man. They say dude a lot. This is gonna sound weird, but I really like the way Mordecai says dude. I don't know why. It's pleasant to the ears. But yeah, I'm in the middle of season 2, and that's about all I have to say. Or no, I'm in season 3 actually. That's all I have to say about a Regular Show right now. I started mooching off of my parents' Disney Plus account. I don't know why it took me this long to mooch off of them, but they have like a year-long free plan because of their network that they're with. So, and lately I've been watching some of Clone Wars. It's nice to revisit. I've only watched the first season, I'm going through that, and hopefully I can catch up just in time to like catch the last episode of the last season on time. I doubt that'll happen, but I'll eventually get there. Yeah, man. You know, after my little rant on Star Wars, I've been kind of liking Star Wars a bit more after that. I mean, the Rise of Skywalker was shitty. But, you know, everything else around that involved Star Wars. Like, I watched The Mandalorian not on Disney+. I'm not going to tell you where I got to see it. But I like The Mandalorian. And I also liked Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, it was a bit clunky and, like, you know, unpolished. I think if it had a few more minutes in the oven to cook properly, it would be an absolutely fantastic game. But, for the most part, I like that game. Especially especially the ending. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but the ending was fucking rad, dude. And now I'm watching Clone Wars again, and I'm remembering how good this series was. I mean, I've heard that the first season is like the weakest season, but I can't. And I've heard enough stories like of like certain stuff that happens throughout Clone Wars, like Darth Maul and that stuff. But, so I'm excited to see that stuff and see, where these characters go. I mean, you technically know where they're gonna go, cause you've seen the movies, but, I still wanna know what happens. Like, cause the show does so much more to these characters than the prequel movies ever did. I love this show. I understand why people think this is like one of the greatest pieces of, the greatest things that came out of Star Wars. Because it's a fucking cool show. Even if it's a kid show. Like, who gives a shit? Like, good things come out of kid show. Like, Avatar The Last Airbender, Batman the Animated Series, Spectacular Spider-Man, all that stuff. Absolute, it's magnifique. And it's for kids. But it's so good. And it's almost like if you care about what you're doing, you make something good out of it. Isn't that wacky? I'm never going to watch Rebels, though. I have no interest in Rebels. I'm never going to watch that. I have no need to, and I think the idea of time travel is absolutely stupid and should not be introduced in Star Wars. I know people this was like a last episode thing in Rebels, but even though I've heard people say, oh, you know, they actually did a good job with time travel in that show, I still, I'm just like, no, I don't think we should touch that. Because, like, you know how many things we could avoid with time travel? You could take little Annie off Tatooine and and raise him to be, you know, not Darth Vader, and save the entire galaxy. Or you could punch baby Sidious in the face. I've also been trying to get back into anime as well. A friend of mine introduced me a while ago to Demon Slayer. That's a really good show. I've sort of put it on a hiatus. I should get back onto it real quick, real soon. I mean, I've also been watching Keep Your Hands Off Izuken. That show, I love that show so much, dude. I'm being 100% honest right now. It has become one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite animes of all time. It's so good. It's such a feel-good show that's like, it's just a breath of fresh air. And I just love everything about it. I'm hoping to make a video about it one day. Hopefully soon. I want to make a video on this soon. It's not going to be a review. I just want to talk about, you know, it's like a love letter to animation, basically, and I want to talk about that. And, you know, I love the characters in that show too. They're so well written and funny, and I haven't seen like hardly any cliches or like fan servicey stuff, and which is it just feels so good to finally watch an anime without like typical dumb shit in it. You know, like I like anime, like I'm always going to support it, but like I really do not like a lot of the cliche anime stuff that tends to happen. Like, you know, fan service and stuff like that. There's absolutely no fan service in this show. Thank goodness. But yeah, the show is a nice breath of fresh air. And is just really, you could just watch it anytime. It's very relaxing. You don't have to get heavily invested into it, and it just makes you feel good. It's just a really good feel good anime. I think that's what we really need right now. That's what I need right now, anyways. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I want to talk about. Hey guys, thanks for listening to me talk about stuff. It's been fun. I don't know if I'll ever do this again. If you want to see a podcast, maybe I can ask a few people to join in on this, and we can create a podcast, and hopefully we could get some special guests in there as well. But that might not happen. Don't expect that to happen. Anyways, thanks for watching this, guys. Thanks for listening to me. I didn't do any of the drawing. Oh shit. It's just a few touch-ups. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But anyways, yeah, stay safe out there. Thanks again, guys. See you later. Hopefully soon. Bye. See ya.
Men fuck du, ja. Skal du ha stryk, eller?